Hi guys, this is Spartan765 doing a video. It's been a while since I last did a video. Here, hang on one second. Get the light out here. It's been a while since I last did a video, but today I'm doing a video on my newest, most recent purchase. That is the 1851 Colt Navy revolver, chambered for .44. This is a reproduction made by Traditions, one of the top manufacturers of reproduction firearms. Made in Italy. It's obviously fully functional. I would never buy a gun that didn't work. It's made out of brass and a high quality chrome moly steel. The cylinder has the engraving of the battle of, May 16th, 1843 on there, being the Navy revolver. The original was chambered in .36 caliber. This one here is chambered in .44 or 11.5 millimeter. They're both the same things. This is a black powder firearm. This is the first black powder firearm I've ever owned. I've always wanted to own a black powder revolver, so I decided the other day to go buy one. Very good purchase. As far as Traditions goes for quality, it's right up there with Uberti and Stoeger. Stoeger makes a 1847 Army revolver. I didn't really want that one though; it was a little bulky. But I got this one over the 1860 Army because I like the hexagonal barrel and I like the engraving of the cylinder. And just as far as durability goes, the 1851, which is this one, Navy revolver, has a reputation of being slightly more durable than the 1860. Like I said, being a black powder revolver, you do have to load the cylinder each time you want to shoot it. The process in loading the cylinder goes as stated. If you're firing a .44 caliber ball or conical projectile, you're going to want to use an FFFG propellant, or a 3F propellant as it's more commonly called. That's the granulation size of the black powder. That's what it's highly recommended, and recommended only to use with this particular caliber, or 3F powder. This firearm uses a number 11 or number 10 would work percussion caps. I use number 11s. You can get them for $5 for 100 CCI at Flea Farm. Powder costs about ranging anywhere from 20 to 25 depending on the brand. Keep in mind, black powder is highly corrosive, so you're going to have to, or spent black powder is, you're going to have to clean your gun well after you use it. You can buy multiple cylinders to swap these out. I mean, it's not like it's any quick thing to change out the cylinder. I mean, if you're really good at it, you can change out the cylinders in about probably 30 seconds, 15 seconds to 30 seconds. But I'm just going to stick with the one cylinder I got here now. But the loading process goes for this here is let me get some of the accessories out. And I bought the package that came with everything you'd need. You got a powder flask here, brass powder flask. It's got its own little portable cleaning kit. This is all high quality stuff too. It's not cheap. It's got a granulation scale and a percussion cap distributor with the percussion caps on the nipples. And it's also got a nipple wrench. Yes, I know that sounds like something you find at Sex World, but no. It's a nipple wrench. It's for taking off the nipples that the percussion caps sit on. And the nipple wrench also has a nipple cleaner. And what else came with this? Just some, board or butter, some muzzle loading butter. And it came with 16 lead balls, I think 11.5 millimeter, and a bottle of solvent. Okay, but the loading process goes for this is, what you're going to want to do is take your powder flask. The maximum load recommended, or highly recommended, is 30 grains of powder. You don't want to put any more than that in because you're risking the firearm blowing up otherwise. You measure out 30 grains of powder, make sure it's flush on the top, and you would dump that in here. And what you do after that is, I've heard of people not using wads, but I would highly recommend that you use a wad. I always do. Is put a little felt wad in there, put the wad in, then take your ball and set your ball right on the top, and then put your gun to the half-cock position, and the ball will be right here. Rotate that in so it's right underneath the ramrod. Pull the ramrod down, seat it firmly, don't force it. It should only be depressed. It should only be, you don't want to force it, you just want to pack it in there so it's touching the powder. And it should only be, the ball should only lay about 1 millimeter below the base of the cylinder. And then what you're going to want to do after that is take some of this bore butter and rub it over the front, or to seal off the ball, to avoid it, to waterproof it, and prevent multiple cylinders from firing in case, fire or, sparks fly in there. It's a safety thing too. And it also helps seal here, the gas seal. So putting butter, bore gel, or not bore gel, but bore butter will, or not bore butter, what am I thinking? Just muzzle loading butter there. What I've also found works that you don't have to pay that much for is Crisco. Crisco will work. That's actually a lot cheaper and it works. It's a very great, very nice firearm. It's got a rifle barrel. Mine is surprisingly accurate. Can easily hit the target at 50 meters with it. It's got, it's a 51 model, so just got the rear notch side of the hammer and a brass conical sight in the front. These guns, people always assume that just because there's a rear sight is in the hammer or it's not adjustable. Yeah, sometimes if you get something like that, it could not be on, but mine was, surprisingly on at 50 meters. It wasn't really shooting. My cluster groups are averaging about like that with the firearm, about 15 centimeters wide, 50 meters, and they were slightly off to the right by about 1 centimeter. I would have to say if I had to guess, but it was a little windy, so it's okay. The gun is very, very, very wieldy, and yes, this is one you can practice, spinning it around in your finger, flipping it around, drawing it. I can do a little bit of that. I'll do a video on that later if you want. But how to put the safety on in this gun is a lot of people, you'll say leave one unloaded. You don't have to do that. That's a joke. You don't want to leave one unloaded because you only got 5 shots. Most revolvers, you pull the gun back a little bit, rotate it halfway in between. It'll catch on there, so it's not sitting on any percussion cap. It's sitting in the middle, and it is designed that way. There's a little nipple or a little pin right there, so that it will catch right on there, and that's your safety. Takedown of this gun is very simple. All you got to do is take this slide here, this wedge, and pull the wedge out. You just got to tap on it right here with something. Just tap with light brass punch or whatever. Pull it out, and it'll catch in the screw. You can leave the screw in, and all you got to do is pull the barrel right off. It comes right off. If it's a little tight because it's new, just rotate the cylinder. Put the cylinder in the half-cock position. Rotate it so the ramrod will land on the cylinder, or on the middle of the cylinder, and then just tap it and it'll come right off. But I've also seen people wreck these pistols because they try to ram the barrel off without taking out the wedge because they're like half retarded or something. I don't really know. But let me check the video for time. Like I said, these guns are made in Italy. They're top-notch quality traditions. You can get them at Cabela's, you can get them at Shields. Really, off the internet. This one was a 270, or no, it was a 250. It was 250, and it came with all the accessories. The 1851 model was the model I wanted. They had the 1860, but I like the hexagonal barrel and the full steel mount, or where it connects onto the frame. I don't know. That's just my personal preference. Some people prefer differently. But any comments, questions, if you want me to do a disassembly video, feel free to send the message. I can probably do that tomorrow if you'd like. Spartan765 out. Comments, questions, send me a message.